I see I'm going live. I'm going to turn this a little bit because I'll have to adjust it. If you look, I've been a little bit crazy today. I didn't sleep well last night. I slept good, but it was different. Um, but I wanted to share because, um, so I wanted to share when we go through this, well, they call it the awakening experience. I call it just being aware. You become aware of everything that's going on around you and how you're feeling and everything. The one of the things that happen to me and how I know I'm aware of things is like the last 2 days, my left eye has been twitching. Now, any other time, somebody would think that there's something wrong. There's not anything wrong. This happens periodically throughout this experience. Your eye will twitch, ears will ring. Um, what's the other one I get? Oh, tingling on the face. Um, it'll either be one side or a jump from one side to the other. I get tingling on my face once in a while, but the eye one for me means that I need to see something more clearer. Something's not within view and I'm not watching what I'm supposed to be watching. So, because it's happened to me over the years, over and over and over again, um, when it does happen to me, I just start watching what's going on around me and noticing how things are. And that's how I discern what's going on. And eventually I'll get the message or whatever it is and it'll stop. But we all have these little things that happen to us and we're like, what the hell is that? Well, that's what it is. It's something that your body, the energy in your body is trying to tell you to pay attention. It doesn't mean you're sick necessarily. It doesn't mean I have to go to the eye doctor, um, because it's happened to me so many times that it doesn't last forever. I think the most it's lasted maybe 3 or 4 days. It depends. Um, when I'm learning stuff is when my right side of my face will tingle. It's like someone slowly massaging your face. It's like the information when I'm trying to learn something new, that's when that will tingle. So I know if it starts before I start learning something, is that there's something I'm going to be learning that's going to be very important. So um, there's little things, and you'll start to put them together as you go and decide which ones mean what to you, just like numbers to me. I You can look them up. I used to look them up all the time. The problem with that is, and I'm gonna tell you, it's the same thing with phone numbers. We don't know phone numbers anymore. Why? Because we don't have to. They're on our phones. So we don't have to remember phone numbers anymore. So that's the same thing with numbers. I couldn't remember, so I was constantly looking up, what does this number mean? What does this number mean? Finally, I sat down one day in a meditative state and I wrote the numbers and what they mean to me. So my numbers may mean something totally different than everybody else's. I do know fives mean change, and they've been coming up a lot. Um, Not universal for everything. When they come up like a week constantly over and over, that means the world's changing. I've seen them slowly 555 with little changes. So I don't know exactly what that means. No, my eyebrows twitching. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but something within my life that's changing for one reason or another. I don't know. I don't fear it. It just change. It's like it's like you have a buddy that texts you, but only it's with everything you see around you. I once had somebody say, "I see too many signs." No, I see a lot of signs, and there's a reason for it because I asked for them, for confirmation. That's just, and then I make my own. It's just like a psychic who makes her own book to understand what the symbols are they see or so forth. I have my own way of doing things when it comes to energy, when I see energy. when I see colors, numbers, like the twitching in my eye, the tingling in my face, my right leg. When I have problems with my right leg, I'm not accepting somebody. When I have issues with um, my pain in my neck, when my neck hurts. If you get a pain in your neck, first off, it's a pain in the neck. Who's the pain in the neck in your life? Kind of, I try to put it together like that. There's someone who's being a pain in my life if I have a pain in my neck. I don't have a pain in my neck. It just isn't there. But my body tells me, and I do that on purpose. The one thing I don't do anymore, I don't allow anymore, is I used to get extremely dizzy and lightheaded. And then I knew something or someone was really, really close. Now my hand tingles. When I know the energy is really, really close to me, my hand tingles. I set boundaries because I didn't like feeling dizzy. I don't like feeling like I'm gonna pass out. So I'm just like, okay, this isn't working for me. You need to find another way. Now it's my hand. My hand will literally like it's asleep, but not waking up from a sleep. Doesn't hurt. It just tingles when I know that there's extra energy around and the energy is coming and so forth. So um, your body communicates the way you tell it to. So that's the biggest way for me to tell you how bodies communicate. And it was the perfect timing because my eye has been twitching. So I know that something is going to happen and it's going to be, I need to pay attention to it, to what I'm seeing, and really start paying attention to my surroundings. That's another big one. So, yeah, I just wanted to share with you how you can tell what's how I personally tell. You can do your own. This is the thing about me. I don't set rules for anybody. Everybody has to figure out their own way of doing things because we are all individual, but we're a collective. So I set my rules, you set your rules, and your parameters. My parameters are my parameters, your parameters are your parameters. But we all work together as a collective, if that makes sense. So, yeah, yeah, I just wanted to come on and make the video real quick and say thank you for my 12 subscribers. It's awesome. And I am enjoying it. I'm taking my time, and things have been really intense with work. It's the end of the year, so I've been trying to balance between the two, trying to get my shit going and then get my work going because I love my job and I love what I do. Um, and I don't want to risk anything with that. So I have to be 110% there when I'm there. And I've kind of had to back off a little bit, and I haven't taken the time to do the extra stuff I need to on my own personal. It will get to it. But the more I stress about it, the more I worry about it, the shittier job I'm going to do. So I just set it aside. If it does not come easily and effortlessly, like this video came easily and effortlessly, I need to talk about my eye and what you have to be present about your surroundings. So it came easily and effortlessly. That's how I live my life. It has to come easily and effortlessly, or it's just not, it's not for me. I have set that as my parameter. And there are times when it's a little more difficult, but usually it comes easily and effortlessly. So don't think you're the only one. It happens to all of us. That's one of the strange things that people don't tell you when they awaken. I hate the jargon that they use in the spiritual community. I have had a real issue with it because it puts everybody in a box. And, we're all individuals, and it doesn't matter how you do things or how you don't do things or whatever. You do things the way you are. You live by your heart and soul, what it tells you. So I would suggest if you're having issues with your body. One, see a physician if need be. But two, take the time to just kind of feel into your body and find out. Um, I got really concerned when I first had the twitching in my eye in the very beginning. And I think I went to an eye doctor, but it was just like, no, there's nothing wrong. So, same thing with my heart. I get really, um, I feel people's hearts and I can feel the energy in my heart. I remember going to the emergency room one time in the very, very beginning because I felt like I was having a heart attack. And no, it wasn't. There was nothing wrong with me, absolutely nothing. That was probably about 12 years ago. That's when I started to open up to energy, and then I slowly have moved it to the point where it's not so overwhelming, and I know when it comes on that there's just something, there's a connection that's connecting to my heart, and I just need to pay attention to it, allow it, and then release it. That's how easy it is. It's taken me years to figure it out. It doesn't come overnight, and it can be really frightening at times, but it's okay. But also, with everything going on with the heart issues with everybody, that's a whole nother situation. I would suggest you go to the emergency room if you had problems with your heart now, simply because I don't know your background. I don't know what you put into your body. And if you put something in your body that is not the best for you, you need to make sure that if you have any heart issues, you go to the doctor right away. So, but that was way back 12, 13 years ago that I started with mine. So, yeah, thank you for allowing me. And everybody have a wonderful night. And I will see you again really soon.